why are they forcing things on innocent children that they shouldn't ever, ever have to experience? Why would you stress a child's psyche at the purest times of their lives? Our children are under attack. And I'm going to come straight out with it. There's not enough pushback from, it's like the righteous has been defeated. We have to work more so at this time than any other time to protect these children. I'm going to talk about that at the end of this program. We can't walk through this earth lax as if the earth isn't getting depopulated like it was prophesied. We can talk about what they're doing with their eugenics and their so-called modern medicine, which is really doing what? Capitalizing off of the problem Satan's pharmaceuticals and others has created. We can talk about what they're doing all day long. But what are we doing to shield ourselves from such evil? And I'm going to talk about that because guess what? The plagues and all that was going on during the time of Egypt, that's right, is playing out real time on the earth. And the Most High God, the God who created us all, has allowed it. You know why? Because the population of the earth allowed it. Listen to what I'm saying. 1994, there was a decree amongst all the powerful nations. They had an agreement in 1994, brothers and sisters. Now, I'm not here to talk about politics because we know this is crisis day. But I'm going to frame this so that those here who don't understand what this is about can tie it all in. 1994, there was a decree that was agreed amongst all nations that by the year 2030, they will get the earth down from 7 billion, listen to this, to 800 million. This is signed amongst what? International countries, treaties, and or agreements. So anything you might see rolled out through media or whatever the case is, it's to progress this number, to bring the earth down to a certain number, under 800,000 by the year 2030. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's an agreement that was made in 1994. And we have people sleepwalking in this earth as if people aren't disappearing right in front of us. Brothers and sisters might think it's just by chance or it's a coincidence. No. You know what's down? Families down. Marriage is down. The population of children are down. That's right. And you know what? You know what's pointed up? The rate of death. Why am I talking about this today? Folks, the purge, what they call the purge, is really the gathering. Because while the earth is being purged, the Most High has chosen a remnant who can spiritually fight against all of that evil they've planned and win. The problem is trying to uphold something. Listen to me clearly. working with an effort to hope to try to save something that they are imploding. No. It's about what? Righteous preservation. That's what this is about. Warn as many people as we can to get on this ark. Because this is going to fall, and it was prophesied a new heaven and a new earth would appear in its place. Stop trying to hold on in hope of something that God said is going to change. And that the people that are responsible for actually constructing it, they're telling you, no, it's not going to go the way you think it is. I will destroy your families. I will continue to make you sick. I will continue to demoralize all of you, drug you out, and eventually lead you to our master's end, the grave. So here's a question. Ezekiel 9, let's go, Elder Lawyer.
Ezekiel 9, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
Come on.
And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So the Most High said what? He's not holding up anything that was built on wickedness. He have ordered the angels to go through the midst of the earth and do what?
Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
He says, go set a mark on the people who will not what? Compromise. Who are tired of the demoralization of what? Our children. Who see what they're setting up in the schools. Who are witnessing the what? The perversion in modern day churches. The evil that is being perpetrated on the earth that leads to death. There's people out there who can see that this world will not sustain on this particular trajectory. There's people out there who are looking at this. They're not saying anything, but they know the world isn't right. So the angels came through the earth and began to set a mark on those and seen those who what? Who are not tolerant. Tolerant implies that you're asking me to accept something I wouldn't normally accept. We're not tolerant. If you repent, I wouldn't have to tolerate you. See, and this is the stance that the Most High is looking at. No, don't let them back you into a corner and make you believe you're wrong for wanting what? A traditional family? You want your children to be raised to understand what love is and what a real family is? Husband and wife? Not confused through genderisms and all these other evil? The Most High says there's people out there who know this is wrong. I really appreciate it. And he said what? Read it again, Elder Lawyer.
Ezekiel 9, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Come on.
And to the others he said, in my hearing, Go ye after him through the city, and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young.
Slay utterly what?
Old and young.
So what happens, brothers and sisters? For those who choose to tolerate a what? A sinking ship. the Most High sends who? What? The death angel. See, if you have the seal of light and truth, you'll understand what who the death angels are and what are their roles according to the Almighty. If you look at the inner cities, I'm from Philadelphia. A lot of you, we got Chicago in the house. We have people from Los Angeles here. You see the drugs that are systematically placed in our neighborhoods. The guns out of nowhere appears so that we can shoot one another. It's the purge the Bible is speaking of. A death angel is covering the earth. But for those who sigh and cry and are working against it, the Most High has angels to do what? To shelter your home. Listen to what's going on here. To shelter your home. Read.
Verse 6. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children.
Both maids and little children. That means what? He don't care if you're a young woman. He don't care if you're the children of those that are operating. Because that's right. If you don't train up a child the way he or she should go, what happens? The next generation becomes worse than the first. So what we're witnessing is a purge declared from heaven. A purge declared from heaven. And I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter if you're ignorant to what's going on. It doesn't matter if you've heard the word in detail or in a concentrated fashion as we. Every person on earth knows right from wrong. Every person. So when the purge comes, there will be no excuse. And we're here. Folks, the decree was signed in 1994, and here it is, all of a sudden, the whole earth gets a cold. Out of nowhere, coincidence. And the governments of the earth already have the infrastructure in place with the marketing and the hospitals and everything ready for the cold. It was a lot of airy, scary things going on the last couple of years. But when we woke up, the population was exactly the number that they wished for. And there was a lot of people who got caught up not understanding the times. That's an example of the death angel. What's going on over in the Ukraine right now? Now, of course, it's never what they tell you on the news. But you best believe whatever they're publicizing will affect each and every one of us in this world directly. It's leading to the war eventually against Iran. Listen to what I'm telling you. When the war in Iran happens, and you better hear this, whether you're in a worker capacity, whether you're in this place just because you're here, there will be no need for news circulations to create stories anymore. Everything you see or hear will be real. But the question, here it is, the question will arise, what did I do when there was an opportunity to get on the right side of God? There you go. It's peacetime now. The news told everyone. Okay, this is what I told the guy when I went and got some microphones, I said, listen, the news have told everyone it's okay to go outside and hug your family again. Okay? That's the power of media. But I'm going to tell you, wait till they begin to hear the power of our God.